In this video, I'm going to show you how to find part numbers for any part on your BMW. This website, RealOEM.com, is a huge lifesaver. They've imported all of the part numbers from BMW's system onto their online catalog, so you can find any part number that you need. So what you'll want to do is click on here to go into the BMW catalog, and then you'll put in the information for your car. So for me, I have a 4 Series 440i, and then you can put in your market and my build date. Now, if you don't know your production month, try to ballpark it as close as you can. There are sometimes changes between model years or even month to month, so it helps to make sure you get the right production month in order to make sure the correct options are shown for your car. Now, if you don't know that information, the actual easiest way to get it all in here is to go up to the serial number section and type in the last 7 digits of your VIN, and that will automatically populate all of the information for your car. So if I hit search, it's going to look the same, but it pretty much put in all of the information for me based on the VIN that I typed in here. Then you hit browse parts, and the whole entire BMW catalog comes up. So these are all of the parts that fit my car. If you were to call the dealership and tell them that you're looking for a part, they would go through a similar system to be able to find the parts for your car. So I recommend, even if you're not looking for a part right now, go ahead, put your vehicle in and just kind of navigate through here to get a feel for how everything's laid out and where parts are located. And in the future, if you're ever looking for a part, you can find it. So here's an example in the engine section of what you can find. So it literally has whole engines, oil pans, cylinder heads, valve covers, belts, flywheels, all your internals, timing stuff, everything. So literally anything you could be looking for, you can find in here. In here, like if we click on the turbo, you'll see they have the actual turbo itself. So you can find even the gaskets. Over here, it's got the screws, the nuts. So again, literally anything you're looking for, you can find the part number on here. So we can go back to the main page and continue looking through the options. So some things in here aren't going to necessarily be where you might imagine they would be. For example, if you go to the fuel preparation system, it's still kind of set up the way it would be for older cars. So of course it shows your fuel pump and your injectors, but our cars don't have the injectors in the same location as older BMWs because they're direct injection now. So even though our parts aren't mounted on the intake manifold, you can still find intake related parts in this section. So you've got your intake with your intake filter, your charge pipe, all of these components are actually in this section. So again, just kind of go through it, get a feel for everything and where it's laid out so that in the future, if you're looking for something, you can find it. This is also a good spot to find upgrades. So if you come to this retrofitting section, it has pretty much the whole M Performance catalog in here. So you can see shift knobs, steering wheels, floor mats, even differentials and exhausts. Here's a good one. A lot of people didn't realize that you can find the M Performance Power and Sound Kit exhaust separately, and they've actually added the part number in here now. So if you click on 10, you can find the actual part number, and this is the part number just for the rear muffler. Here's another one. So for example, if somebody has M Performance trim on their shift knob, and you're wondering if it'll fit on your car, maybe it came from a 2 Series and you're wondering if it'll fit on a 3 Series, if you click on the trim part number, it shows all the models that it fits. So 1 Series, 2 Series, 3 Series, 4 Series, even 7 Series. If you click on this and you have, a 740i and you want to know if the shift knob trim from a 2 Series will fit, this will confirm that for you. As long as you have the model that's in this list, then it'll fit on your car. Also, a lot of people are looking for like fluids and things like that. And so as an example, if you click on this transmission section, it will take you to this one that actually shows the fluid part number. So number 3 is the transmission fluid. And if you're looking for the fluid for your car, This is the part number that BMW would reference, and you can just Google search that part number to find it from a bunch of different dealers and online websites if you want to use the same OEM fluid. It also shows this supersede section, and what this means is that there are old part numbers that they don't use anymore. So like this one was used from 2009 to 2013, this one was used from 2012 to 2015, and so this is the latest part number. And if you click on a part number in this section and there's something that says superseded by, and there's a newer part number, that'll give you the option to actually pick the latest part number for your car. So if there were any updates, you can make sure you're getting the latest one. Another thing that a lot of people get confused looking for are brakes. So there were a lot of brakes optioned for different cars. And if you're looking for the one specific for your car, you would come to this section and click on one of the brakes, and you can see this one specifically says the M Sport brake option. If you don't have it, so if the option is a no, then these are the brakes that fit your car, and it even shows the specs. So it's a 340 millimeter by 30 millimeter rotor. The screw is an M8 by 14 millimeter screw, and so it shows all of the actual dimensions. Now, if you click on the other option for brakes, you'll see that this one says M Sport brakes yes. So in this case, if you do have the M Sport brake option, this is the kit that would fit on your car. And they're a little bit bigger, so it's a 370 millimeter by 30 millimeter rotor with the same screw fastener. So again, just a lot of details and information that you can find, especially if you want to upgrade something on your car. Say you have the 340 millimeter brakes. This will show you the parts that you need to upgrade to the 370 millimeter kit so you can get the bigger brakes on your car. Now for suspension components, it's separated into front axle and rear axle. So if you're looking for like struts or something, you'll need to look up the fronts and rears separately. So if we go to the front axle section, it shows like your subframes, your control arms and everything. And then here's where you would find your struts. So if you click on that, it'll show you the actual part number for the fronts. And if you wanted to look up the rears, then you would need to go to the rear axle section to look up your rear shocks. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, there are a lot of different things on here. You can find bumpers, interior trim, screws, nuts, lights, anything that you would need. Every single part on your car has a part number, and you can find it in here, either at the specific component level, or it might be, you know, a small sub-assembly or group of components together. If you need any help finding a specific part for your car, I can definitely try to help you out. But again, you getting familiar with this will be a game changer for you in the future if you're ever trying to find and replace parts. So I hope this video helps. If you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks.